And this is how we use support and resistance to find entry points in trend continuation. Let's take a look at a bearish example of this now. Here we are on that same Euro Aussie chart we looked at for the trending model we were discussing earlier in the video. In this case, we have our high, down to our low, up to our high. Once we break below this low right here, what are we looking for? In a bearish trend, after we break that low, we would be looking for a pullback, and let me delete these lines to make it easier to see, into that low, just as we have right here, and a continuation of the trend afterwards. As you can see, this market pulls back right into the previous area of support. It does become resistance, and this market continues pushing down. This happens over and over again and looks to be happening right now on live chart data here on the Euro Aussie. Let's draw that out so you have a complete comprehension of how to use support and resistance to find entry points in trending markets. We have our high to our lower high. What happens? We break below what? Our previous low. If we put a box around that previous low, what has price now done? Price has now came back into that previous support level that now is what? It's a break and retest strategy. So if it was support, it's now going to be resistance. So at this point, once we get to that level, we can start looking for entry reasons. Again, we're going to talk about ways to enter the market in these types of situations a little bit later on in the video. But for now, it's just important for you to understand and comprehend that we're looking for breaks and retests, support and resistance levels in trending markets, whether we're trending up or down. That shouldn't have been too hard to comprehend, but if you had any trouble, rewind the video and watch that section again. Now let's talk about how to use these levels for possible targets. Let's go back to a bullish example. So for a bullish example of this, let's say that you got a entry in this area on a lower time frame. Let's say you dropped down and you saw like a double bottom or something in this area. If that's the case, then the way we could use support and resistance for possible targets is this level of support, this box that we drew. We definitely want our stop loss below that level. So with that being the case, we would make sure that our stop is below that level, keeping us safe. In terms of what we can expect out of targets, the way we use this to prepare to take those targets is if we're expecting trend continuation. And before I continue, do you see how everything's coming together? We learned about trend in the last section. If your pullback has not broken below the low of the previous pullback, then what's the likely scenario? That we break above these highs, right? Into new highs and continue in this uptrend.